listening to Wake Up and Read the Labels, your guide to eating simple and feeling good. If you want to eat clean and feel your best, guess what? You're in the right place. Each week, we talk about ingredients that may be holding you back from feeling your best. We also talk to some brands that are going against the grain and actually using real ingredients we can recognize. Plus, we're sharing stories with people who are just like you, who actually woke up and read the labels. Welcome to Wake Up and Read the Labels podcast. For any of you out there who loves enchiladas, tacos, quesadillas, or maybe just your, bacon and eggs, you want to wrap it in a tortilla, you might notice that a lot of the tortillas at the grocery store are filled with things such as mononitrites, wheat gluten. It also contains sodium acid, cellulose gums, monoglycerides, sucralose, like all these weird ingredients we can't recognize, right? Today, I'm going to be talking to my favorite tortilla company. It's made with 4 simple ingredients you can recognize and pick out in nature. Plus, it's all organic. I'm welcoming Coyotas, and I'm going to be talking to the founder and the president. Her name is Janet Flores Pavlovich. Did I do it right?
You did it perfectly.
Okay, there
Perfectly.
we go. I tried it out. What's up, Janet? How are you? Thanks for being here.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm so happy. I'm a huge fan of your content.
Oh, you're so sweet. And we just found out like 1 minute ago, you're based out of San Diego, and I go there every summer. I'm like, could have been meeting up, eating tortillas all summer.
Exactly, like coffee and tacos.
Yeah. You know what? I just went to Whole Foods today. I didn't see Coyotes. Are you guys in Whole Foods?
We are in Whole Foods in Northwest. So we're in the Pacific Northwest, Washington, Idaho, Northern California, Nevada, Arizona, Hawaii. Not yet nationwide.
Okay. So the best place for people to get it is through mail, right?
Yes. If you live outside Pacific Northwest or Southern Pacific, yes. We ship fresh tortillas every Monday and Tuesday.
Are you wanting to eat better, but this clean eating thing's just a bit overwhelming? Maybe you just don't know what to cook, or you don't know how to find the clean product swaps at the grocery store. Well, I want to make this simple for you. You can get clean swaps and an anti-inflammatory recipe delivered to your inbox every Saturday by going to thelabelletter.com. So I have so many questions for you. I want to know, what made you pick a tortilla? Why did you start a company with a tortilla? What does Coyotes mean? And I can't really figure out the logo. I want to know all about it. Yeah.
Okay. So why tortillas? I have a culinary background. I went to culinary school here in San Diego, but I was born and raised in Sonora, Mexico, which is border of Arizona. And in Sonora, we have we basically created the wheat flour tortilla. We are one of the only states in Mexico that uses wheat instead of corn.
Why?
So because of when we have agriculture, wheat agriculture. So, and I think we were more influenced by Spain, Spaniards, when they, I don't know, it's been there forever, the wheat. We have wheat farms. We have a lot of cattle. So we use wheat for the tortillas, water, sea salt, and lard.
Okay, so pork. Different from what we're using with our wheat flour tortillas here in America, right?
Mm-hmm,
exactly. Okay, do they spray pesticides on their wheat over there?
They might, yeah, because it's not organic. I mean, not all of them, but some of them they do.
Okay.
And that's why I started, because I started seeing in the grocery stores Sonora style tortillas. And I was interesting. And I look into the ingredients and there were a lot of ingredients.
It's
so many ingredients. Exactly.
Yeah.
Longer than my Santa Claus list when I was a kid. And they were oh my God, this is a lot.
Were you going where's the tallow? Was there any tallow in any of these? Probably not.
It was where's the water? I couldn't even find water, I think. So, as a Mexican, like I miss my tortillas, like I think every Mexican that gets out of their country, like they try to make tortillas at home because we're used to fresh tortillas that you can buy in every corner in tortillerias, like they're made every day, right? So I miss that, and 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 was like, where are the like the 4 ingredient tortillas, like the basic tortillas, and the texture, and they have to be like thin, but they don't have to fall apart. So it was like, hmm, I, I have to do something about tortillas. I have to dignify that tortilla. That was like the phrase that I had in my mind, because everybody eats tortillas, and you buy like these really fancy, if you vegetables or protein to put inside your taco, but you buy like a really crappy tortilla. It doesn't even make sense.
Right. It's like you're trying to eat anti-inflammatory. However, you're eating inflammation. So you might as well just not eat.
Exactly. Like, what do we do? So, but I didn't know how to make tortillas, honestly. Like, not because I'm a Mexican, not because I went to culinary school and I've been in the industry forever. Like, I didn't know how to make tortillas. So I went home to Hermosillo, Sonora, and visit some tortillerias, and I asked them, like, can you teach me how to make tortillas? Like the basic wheat flour tortillas. And I learned how to make the basic wheat flour tortillas. That was my intention first, like to make like the cleanest wheat flour tortilla ever. Um, so Doña Silvia, she teach me how to make tortillas, and I was so inspired by them, like all those women that had been making tortillas every day, hand making tortillas for generations. That's how I ended up with Coyotas. So,
Coyotas. I always say coyotes, but it's coyotas.
Coyotas. It's not. It's honestly, if you look in a dictionary, it's not a word. But in Sonora, which is maybe that's why they're not familiar with the word coyotas. But in Sonora, there were like this group of women, like strong women that used to go to work every day, like long, long time ago, and they sell like these pastries. And those women were named coyotas, like this resilient woman, like strong woman, were named coyotas. So that's why I felt so inspired with those by those tortilleras, that I wanted not only to make like a really good tortilla, but also represent them.
Oh, I
Like
love this.
like make them feel proud of what they're doing.
Yes.
So that's why I ended up with Coyotas, and this is like a little coyote or coyota in the logo.
I love it. Okay. And what is the circle? Is that a sun, a moon? What is that?
Yeah, it's
A
I like it to
mountain?
be a moon. I like it to be a moon.
You
I
like it?
like
Do you
yeah, but it
follow
can be a tortilla. It can be like a.
Are you into the moon stages?
I love it. I mean, I'm not super into, but yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wish I was more into it. Everybody, whenever I meet someone that's into the moon stages, I'm like, they seem so zen. They seem so balanced. And so whenever I'm stressed, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to stop working. I need to get a journal. I need to learn about the moon stages, and I need to go follow this. I feel like this would really help me. Okay. So I'm curious, why the heck are all these tortilla companies on the market? First of all, there really is not a clean tortilla like yours. You're the cleanest. You're the best. Why are these people putting this crap in there? Like, why is the list of ingredients like that? Is it just they're trying to get the mouth texture feel? They're trying to make it not fall apart. They're trying to poison us. Like, what the heck's going on? What do you think?
Like I always tell my daughters, like, they don't care if they kill us. Like, they don't
Yeah,
care.
they don't. They don't.
They just want to make money, you know?
Yes.
I don't
Sad.
know why. Like, I don't know who is behind the recipe that is like, now I have to put, I don't even know how to pronounce the ingredients. Like why would
why
you
the
do
heck?
that?
Yeah, why do you need a monoglyceride here? Like,
Like,
what?
why would you need like peroxide, or I don't know,
Yeah.
like, I know it's preservatives, I know it's like maybe the texture, or maybe I don't know, but they don't even taste good,
I
some
mean,
of
can
them.
you imagine what these people must look and feel like that are behind this stuff? They either are out to get us, or they just really have no idea, and they're eating it, and they weigh 300 pounds overweight, and they are taking every medication, and Probably missing work.
Probably.
It's sad.
I don't know. And actually, when I started Coyotas, I went and buy like all the clean label tortillas in the market.
Yeah.
And I told my husband, now he's my business partner, but I told my husband back then, like, if I don't do a recipe, like if I don't do a tortilla better in ingredients, better in texture, better in flavor, like in packaging, why would I even start it?
Yeah.
Like, why am I just going to be another tortilla? And the whole idea was to be like the best clean label tortilla in the market with the best packaging. Now, compostable packaging. I'm super proud of that.
That's exciting. Okay, so I'm excited to dive into that. I want people to realize that like your tortillas are refrigerated, right? And they probably get shipped frozen. They get shipped to even the stores frozen, correct?
To the stores, they get chip frozen, yes,
Okay.
and they slack it out, like they put it in the refrigerator to defrost.
Okay.
But to everybody, like direct to consumer, they're chip fresh. Like we make fresh tortillas every day to chip the next day because they can be at room temperature. That's fine. They're safe to consume if they're warm. Like nothing happens. But since we don't use preservatives, we strongly suggest to refrigerate them once they get home or put it in the freezer.
Okay. Once they get home, how long can they be refrigerated or how long can they sit out? Room temp.
Room temp, it's only like 4 days.
Okay,
Or
that's
2
still a
days.
lot. I mean, what? How many tortillas come in a pack?
8 tortillas in a pack, and we only chip like 3 packs of tortillas, or 3 or 5. Minimum is 3.
Okay.
8 tortillas in the medium size, 12 in the 4-inch size, and 6 in the burrito size.
I love it. So you got like the street taco, the regular taco, then you got the burrito. I actually made, I don't think I posted this yet. I made a Taco Bell Taco Supreme. So it's your soft tortilla, you got meat, and then you put the corn tortilla in the middle. I did that with, it was Tata Mata. I don't know if you've ever had them, but they do blue corn and it's like nixmolatized or something is the process they use. But I made this Taco Supreme. My kids were just like, this is the best thing ever. It was so good. I'm going to post it soon, but I haven't finished editing it. But let's dive into exactly what ingredients are in your tortillas. Why don't you go ahead and let the world know?
Okay, so we use organic cassava flour, water, organic coconut oil, and sea salt. That's it.
That's it. Now, why are you going back to Mexico and making, trying to figure out how to make the cleanest wheat flour tortilla, and then you come here and you're producing cassava flour? What's your reasoning behind that?
That's really interesting.
That's a really interesting question.
That's because I'm a trained chef, and I think like I needed to twist the traditional tortilla recipe, and also I wanted to serve all those people that cannot eat a tortilla. Like there's a lot of people that cannot eat like a wheat flour tortilla or a corn tortilla, and I prefer not to eat wheat because it's so difficult to find a clean wheat, which I'm looking for a clean wheat right now. That I find out that cassava was a really good substitute. It's a root vegetable. It's like like really good for our body. Like you can digest it really well. So that's why I decided to make a twist to the traditional tortilla recipe and add cassava. And then I substitute the lard or the beef tallow with coconut oil because the coconut oil is the same thing. We can digest it really well. And it's like really, it's more friendly for everybody. Like I wanted to avoid like, no, I cannot eat your tortilla because it has gluten. No, it doesn't have. Or it has grains. No, it doesn't have. Like, it's not only for the gluten-free. Like, if you eat gluten or if you eat wheat flour tortilla, you can also eat our tortillas because they're really good and they're soft and pliable. Like, I wanted to serve everybody. That's why, which you can't. Yep. Now I find out, but at least.
Yeah. So for everybody listening as well, cassava contains up to 16 times more fiber and 4 times less digestible sugar, meaning it's lower glycemic. So when you eat wheat flour, even if you're choosing organic, even if you're choosing something simple, it's going to spike your blood sugar and that makes you need more food. It also is going to lead to being fatigued because it needs to drop and then you're going to get more hungry. And the other thing is, personally love the way cassava tastes. How would you describe the taste?
I think it's a little bit like a nutty. That's
Yes.
for me. That's the taste,
Yeah.
like a little bit of nutty, and I love it honestly as well.
Okay.
And
And so,
the test was when my kids love it.
oh,
Like,
yeah.
okay, it's kids friendly.
They are. They are. They got some really, really strict taste buds. Mine are like, no way. I've tried, other gluten-free tortillas that are kind of clean on the market. I'll be the one to share. I know Siete's out there. They have almond flour, cassava flour, but they throw a xanthan gum in it, and it's not organic. Whereas Coyotas are organic, and there's no gums. So, how do
Mhm.
you guys make a tortilla with no gums when everybody else has to use them?
It took me a lot of trial
Like,
and error. Like when I started, honestly, I used it gum, but I didn't feel proud of it. Like
okay,
I worked so hard to remove the gum, and it
is
wasn't
it
the process.
is it a proportion? Like, is it the amount of cassava to oil or water that you can eliminate the gum? Like, how do you just eliminate it?
That's the secret.
The secret. Okay.
But that's my whole idea. Like I needed to be organic, and I needed not to have gums to be able to compete.
Yes. Okay. So then I'm wondering, why do you use coconut oil?
Uh, because it's really healthy. It's one of the fats that is like really healthy. Um, you can digest it really well. It's good for your skin, for your heart, for everything. And as I mentioned before, like it's more friendly. Like it, if you're a vegan, you will eat the tortillas. Or I think you can answer that question better than I am.
That's okay.
So I want to hear
Um,
it.
yes. So let me ask you this before I'm going to educate people on coconut oil. You guys, obviously, when you make it, you are applying some type of heat, right? Is it cooking?
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yep. So a lot of times in a lot of oils, when people or companies or even consumers are using, say, corn oil, peanut oil, um, a lot of these oils, when you apply heat, it oxidizes it and it can become rancid. Whereas and when you're eating oils that have been oxidized, it basically creates these free radicals in your body and oxidative stress, and that's what makes you age. That's what promotes inflammation. So coconut oil has fewer unstable double bonds, which basically means oxygen will not readily react with the oil. It reduces the risk of this oxidation as well as the chances of oil going rancid. So um, it coconut oil is healthy, and it's a really great one if you're applying heat. Let's say that.
Exactly.
So you
That's
got
making point.
there you go.
Hmm.
You got the organic cassava. You got the
Hmm.
organic coconut oil. What are some other ingredients?
Water and salt. That's it.
Water and salt. Okay, so I guess, what kind of salt are you using?
The sea salt.
Okay. I just did a podcast with the sea salt lady. I know way too much about salt. I don't even want to go there with the salt. It's a situation. Um,
It's,
but
mhm.
yeah, but do you, okay, so people store it in the refrigerator, right? Up to,
Mhm.
you said 7 days?
No, 15 days. They can be
15,
long, yeah, 15 or freeze them. You can freeze them.
long
That's
time.
another long time, and they won't stick together
I love
when
that.
frozen.
Yes. So
We work really hard for that as well.
okay, so I notice I just keep mine in the freezer and I just pop one
Hmm.
out. And my favorite way to make them warm is I either have my oven on, stick it in there for about, a minute, or I just stick them right on top of the stove top, no pan, turn on the fire on like medium and just watch it and let it warm up. And then I flip it over. What do you recommend?
I love that you're asking me this because this is like one of our pain points. Like like maybe you're used to, like everybody's used to the wood flour tortillas out there, and like you put like a lot of time to warm them, like because they're so thick, and our tortillas are so thin that you only need like a few seconds. So I always suggest to get them soft, like preheat a pan or a comal or whatever you have at home for 2 to 3 minutes, medium hot. Once it's hot, put a tortilla. And when you start to look at like for 20, 30 seconds, it's going to start to change the color to translucent. And then you flip it in just like 15 seconds. That's it. Like it's super quick. If you over heat it up, it's gonna get like into a
Burnt.
tostada. Uh-huh.
Oh yeah,
You can
yeah, yeah.
get
It'll
them
get
like
harder,
crispy or
crunchy.
harder.
So if you
Exactly.
want, guess if you wanted to make your tortilla chips, you can, right? Cut them in four, dip it in some guac.
Uh-huh. Or put it in the oven. Like I cut them and I put it in the oven like for 15 minutes, mine. And they're really crunchy, really good. Yeah.
So let's talk about some recipes so people will start drooling and be like, oh my gosh, I want to cook that tonight. Need to order some Coyotas. What you got?
Well, I love like the roll tacos, which are like roll taquitos, super easy. If you have like leftovers, like shredded chicken, like you just put the chicken inside the tortillas, roll it up, put it in the oven, and they get super crispy. And then for me, like breakfast tacos is the best.
Hmm.
That's what I love. Breakfast tacos. And then I also even make pizzas with the 9-inch tortillas, like some really clean label, like sauce and cheese, and that's it. Like you put it in the oven and you have your pizza. Mm, what else? Do you have more? You
Well,
should
tell
have
me.
more.
Oh, I have a ton of ideas, but
Hmm.
I'm curious because there's a fine line of the tortilla with warming them up. You can't make them too hot. So when you put your sauce and your toppings, I would imagine those already need to be warm and then stick it in the oven. Or do you put it on the tortilla and let it all achieve the same hot level? I'm wondering if you're going to burn the tortilla then.
No, you won't. Like if you want the tortilla, like in the pizza, crispy, you have to preheat the tortilla in the oven, get it crispy, and then add your sauce and put it again in the oven just to melt the cheese.
Okay.
But what I do in my house is like I just um, get the tortilla, put the sauce like out of the fridge, put the sauce, the cheese, and then in the oven. It's going to be a little bit soft. It's not going to be like crunchy, but it's really good. And I
Hmm.
love doing this activity with my kids because they choose their own topping.
Hands on.
Yeah,
Do you make
exactly.
videos like that online so people can,
I
oh, you need
never. I'm so bad at making
Janet?
videos. I know it's because I have so many kids, and I
They're
have a
so
newborn.
Oh my gosh. How many
Yeah,
kids
I
do you
know.
have?
Four. Yes,
Wow. 4 kids. I
four
mean,
girls.
wow. Good for you.
Yeah, and I have a
I
newborn. And
I have 2 kids and act like I just have no time for anything. But I should have
no,
time for everything. You're over there with
you
4 having a big
you have
company.
you have time for everything. You're doing this as well.
I
And I
guess.
really, I start like I really admire all the women. Like, oh my god,
Oh,
because
I love
being
it.
a home like
Yeah.
as the home, how do you say that? A home mom or stay home mom in
Stay
English?
at home mom,
It's
housemaker.
it's so difficult as well. It's
Oh
it's
yeah.
like it's more easy to run a company, I think.
Yeah, for sure. You could be a little disorganized and still get through. When your house starts getting disorganized, like whoa, chaos has kicked in, and now your children are emulating what you're doing, and they're a complete shit show as well. So keep it
Hmm.
together.
You have to keep
Okay,
it together.
so at what age do you introduce your tortillas to your kids?
Uh, when they start eating, like my
Okay,
toddler,
good
just
answer.
yeah.
How long ago did you start this company? Is this a COVID company?
Yes, it is.
Wow,
I
that's cool.
started 2020. I was a pastry chef before,
Okay.
and it didn't make sense for me. Even though I love doing pastries, I prefer not to eat pastries. So I got into this state of my life that it was like, why am I selling something that I don't consume?
Mm-hmm.
doesn't even make sense. Like I wouldn't need, like I love doing them, but I don't like consuming them. So that's when I was living in Mexico, but back then. So I left everything behind and I moved to San Diego to my friend's house, and I took a gap year while I decided like what I wanted to do. That's when I started Coyotas. Yeah, in 2020.
I love it.
Well, no,
So
2019, the recipe and everything.
yeah, that's when I started Wake Up. Is it difficult going against the grain in the food industry, doing, all organic, minimal ingredients, shipping to the consumer and competing with, you know, the the prices of the tortillas on the market?
It is. It is it is
Pros and cons.
difficult, but like if you stay true to your values and to your roots or what you want to accomplish, it's easier.
Hmm.
Like that's what I told my husband. Like if we make the cleanest label tortilla in the market, since we don't have the money like the big companies that they are already in the market, like if we don't make like the cleanest label tortilla, if we don't make like the compostable packaging without seeking like margins or profits, like we're never gonna make it. Like if we make the best, eventually everything will come along. Like they will knock the doors, like, and that's what happened. Like it's difficult for people that don't understand. I don't know if it makes sense. Like we met once a really big tortilla company that they wanted to partner us with us. Like we want to make your tortillas, but you have to add this and this and this. And I was like, okay, you don't understand what we're trying to do here.
Right.
So thank you very much.
Yep.
I'll continue to hand press every tortilla because we were hand pressing every single tortilla.
Wow.
For 2 years, we did like hand pressing while we find out or we create an equipment that worked for us.
Hmm.
That's the thing.
That's good.
That's what the difficult part, like the manufacturing part.
Hmm. I love it. Well, I appreciate all you're doing. And I
Thank
hope
you.
everyone listening is excited that there is a clean tortilla that they probably didn't know about because it's not at your every grocery. But this
Hmm.
is the way to keep tortillas in your life, get a cleaner crust for your pizza, and ultimately feel less bloated, get less inflammation in your body, and support a woman owned company that is going against the grain and doing amazing things. You can check out all the links below, you guys. You can also use the code Wake Up to get 15% off, and then make sure
I
you
think
tag them.
20%
Oh,
off. You
oh,
get
look at
20%
that.
off.
It's their lucky day. You get 20% off using the code Wake Up. And Janet, it's been amazing talking to you. I'm definitely going to reach out next summer when I come to San Diego.
Yes, please.
Have you
I'll
ever
be
been
waiting here.
to Have you ever been to Nectarine Grove?
Of course, they sell our tortillas over there.
Oh yeah, you're
Like
right.
all the tacos, the wraps, everything in Nectarine Grove is with our tortillas
What about Godanya?
as well.
Yep. See, those are my
Because we're
two
organic.
places. Yep.
Yes, Guranja and Nectarine Grove. Exactly. I
Any
know the
others?
owners really well. For food service, we also do, well, it's LA in Erewhon.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
Erewhon. I'm like wondering if there are any other restaurants I don't know about. Anywhere I go, my husband and I, and even the kids, are like, my gosh, if we just had Nectarine Grove at home, I
I
would
know.
never cook. Ever cook.
I know.
If I ever
It's
do a wake up cafe, I need to call Nectarine Grove and just be like, how do you do this? How do you do it
it's
so
woman
well?
owned. Do you know?
Did not know that.
It's woman owned. It's Rihanna. I don't know how she does it as
Ugh,
well because she
connect me
has
with
kids,
her.
and
I
of
need to
course I
get
will.
her. I need to get her on here because I need to tell her how much I love it there. Like I pretty much go back to La Jolla every summer just so that I can take the month off cooking and go to Nectarine Grove every day.
I know it's amazing, amazing. Like the
Ugh,
pastries, the food, everything over there. Yeah.
everything, the drinks. I mean,
The coffee is
the
amazing.
ketchup.
Uh-huh.
One
I
time, my
know.
kids they got the chicken and waffles, and everyone listening, it's fried chicken, and it's usually fried with like plantain crust, and it's fried in avocado oil or beef tallow, or just
Mhm.
something real food for your body. You feel so good leaving. But I'll never forget my son. He used all of his syrup or his ketchup. No, his barbecue sauce. That was it, his barbecue sauce. And he's like, I'm going to go get more barbecue sauce. He just stands up and walks away thinking it's going to be like your typical Heinz at the counter. You're just going to grab the bottle. And I'm like, son, you don't just go get barbecue sauce. Like, you need money. You have to pay for it because they're using real ingredients and they only give a little bit out. You have to buy it. And he's like, oh, I'm like, yeah, that's what happens when you go to a restaurant that is cooking all their food and serving real food.
Exactly. And that's why, like, I really appreciate everybody that appreciate that we're doing something good, like Nectarine Grove, like they're doing something really good and I love them. Like all the restaurants should be like that, or Granja, like everything is organic. Like,
yes,
that's how it has to be.
Yeah.
And it's like every time I get a message like, thank you for doing these tortillas, I'm like, okay, everything has been worth it. Like all the sacrifices, everything. Like there's people like me that cares about the compostable packaging, that cares about the organic, that cares of like,
yeah. Tell me about your packaging, because I know you're excited about that.
I'm super proud about that. So it's 100% compostable, made of only 3 components, which is cassava, eucalyptus, and wood pulp. So that's it.
So I can throw the paper in my vegetable garden? Like I should grind it up, throw it in there?
That's a really good question. Yep. It's compostable.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make a video.
I was gonna do it, but I haven't done it. I have so many things, but I wanna do that. We actually want to make a video about that. And I did that because also when you wrap in plastic, your food absorbs all the plastic and
microplastics.
And that way you can not like help the environment. Being organic, you help with the environment as well, but also like it's so many trash out there. Like I felt so bad.
Yeah, and people we're getting a burden of toxins in our body, and microplastics is one of them. It's huge, and it's not good estrogen, right, going into our bodies, and that's why estrogen-driven cancers are on the rise.
No, I know. That's why I wanted to make. We are trying to make like really clean everything.
Well, you're doing amazing. I applaud you. I appreciate it. I need great companies like you that I can wake up the world and spread the message. So everyone listening, again, go check out eatcoyotas.com. It's linked. You can follow them on social media and make sure to make an order and let me know how you guys like it. Thank you, Janet. You've been great, okay?
Thank you, Jen. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Thanks for listening to this episode of Wake Up and Read the Labels. If you like this episode, guess what? We want you to share it. We'd love that. Share it with a friend and leave us a review. You can subscribe in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or really wherever you're listening to your podcast. For more information, visit us at wakeupandreadthelabels.com.